the rabbis, the apikosim, you know, things like the...
lived in a different world.
What do they call it? Pashkivilim.
Lived in a different world.
They were in English, and it wasn't nice at all. Because whenever a reverend, he got to know a reverend went to a dance, went to a chasana, and he danced with his wife or something. He used to put them a notice, said, these are the people that we've got in charge of religion and so on.
He didn't understand the world, I suppose.
But I could stay in Leeds and go to the yeshiva. He was an official fellow, official yeshiva. And Rabbi Safra used to teach there. He used to have a cheder in the evening. But I started learning with him, but I wasn't happy with it. And then
with who?
With Rabbi Gold. And,
he used to teach in English?
Pilpulim, yeah, well, it's broken English. But with Pilpulim in the Tells style, and I had no patience for that. And then I started learning Pshat Gemara with what's his name? Rabbi Safra in English, and he used to bring in grammar and so on. And I found myself there with him.
Yeah, so what made you go to Hachshara then?
Because I wanted to go to...
What did Rabbi Safra say about that?
He wasn't very happy.
He wanted to stay in yeshiva?
My parents were even worse.
He wanted to stay in yeshiva?
No, he would have been happy if I'd gone to a bigger yeshiva, but he liked me to go there. Because I never knew how he assessed me until Barry Hill. Barry Hill was blocked to the Torah Avoda.
Want some more water? Who's Barry Hill? Barry
Hill, he became a very famous lawyer in Leeds.
Yeah.
His sister married Avram, Professor Avram of the University of Sharet Tzedek, who wrote those Sfarim.
Avram.
He was associated, with and he used to go to Bnei Akiva, and he used to deal with all the criminals. He was a master with criminals. He used to talk their language also. So when I was sitting Shiva for Mom and Dad, he came to visit me. And we were talking to him. He said, do you know, he said, you were a Talmud Mufak of Rabbi Safra. He said, he always talks, if he talks about pupil, he always brings you as I said, I never realised that. I never knew. He said, well, I'm telling you, well, I always have contact with him. When I was Shara, I used to write to him and so on. I used to have shyness with him, and I was very, very much attached to Rabbi Safra. But I knew his failings. I mean, I knew he wasn't, he couldn't get, people would never have a sort of a feeling of confidence with him, sort of thing. He was very naive in his ways. It was a great pity. I'll give you an example. I mean, when he came to Israel, he was interested in coming to Israel.
What, to live?
Yeah. He thought he'd get a job,
Yeah.
So he went to the Jewish agency or something, and for an audition. I don't know what it was for Misrad HaChinuch.
Yeah.
So he was waiting there. So the door opened, and there was a couple there. There were a young girl. They went in straight away. He was waiting to be called in. And another fellow came. The door opened and he walked in. And he said, what am I doing here? So at the end, he decided to go in. He said, no, he said, it's dinner time now. He said, but I've been waiting 2 hours. He said, well, nobody asked you not to come in. He said.
The Tommy?
What?
The Tommy?
Yes. And so when he came back, his money was out, so to speak, and he thought he'd get a job at university. He didn't realise what was involved before preparing himself, you see.
Yeah.
And Shinki Newman said, well, why didn't you ask me? I'd have given you money and so on. And he came back, and that was it. He said, in the universities,
You wouldn't have managed, huh? Would have managed with all the politics at the university?
I think he would have done. I mean, I think, he would. Look, I don't know, you've got to understand him. A lot of people don't understand him, his ways. Zichron Bracha was telling me, when was it? I think he was invited, the Rav wasn't there, they invited him to give a talk in the shul. So he was saying, and he's talking about the family, he knew the family very well.
Yeah.
So he looked up and said, there's Mrs. What's her name? I never knew you were here. He said to me, everybody, you can imagine him saying that. You're very excited. Anyway.
Yeah, so, alright, so we've got to...
you remember when he came to Israel?
Of course I remember.
We were coming home from, when he had a haftarah, I gave him a haftarah, and we were all coming home to our house.
Yeah.
And everybody in the shul, I invited all the shul.
Yeah, I remember, of course. Yeah.
So he couldn't understand what we went. They all live in the same block.
Well, it was an honor. You didn't realise, I suppose, that you made a kiddush of your...
He never had that, you see, respect. That's what he...
self-respect.
Not self-respect, respect from people.
I understand.
I realised his greatness, you see.
Yeah.
And he never had that respect because he didn't have it at home. Because his wife, it was wonderful and wonderful she is. She was a nice woman. But she thought he was a scholar, scholar.
Yeah.
You get plenty like that here in Israel. The wives suffer because of it, and they don't make parnasa.
Yeah, he's in his foreign.
And then it's fine. You get most of them are like this. I think the big scholars.
So you decided to go to Akshara, yeah.
Yes.
So where's the first place that you went to?
Dockenfield.
Yeah. What was that?
It was
Havdil from Thatched.
Yeah, well, Havdil was. I used to work for Goyim. We used to go out and work for Goyim. We didn't have our own farm.
Yeah.
It was a place where all the boys and girls used to be, and that was. We used to be sent out to various farms. So we used to work there. I used to work in forestry, and then eventually I worked for a farm.
Where is this place? Where is it?
In the south of England, and near Farnham it was. Anyway.
Was it a village?
Yeah. And there used to be a farmer, a very rich farmer who owned this, and a very beautiful manor it was, manor house, where we used to sleep, different. We had girls on one side and boys on the other. And
used to be in charge. Somebody was appointed to be in charge.
Yes, definitely. Also, one of our chevra, Herbert Laster, he was in charge of it. I never realised how, the Germans, as children who went away from home, yet they were capable of organising lives. The laundry, everything was folded up to perfection. Every week you had new what's-names. The girls were in charge. The kitchen was spotless. I never knew of it. Because I used to wear the pyjamas. I used to send once in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Mum used to. So I don't know if you saw that girl. She was a girl. She was a very elderly woman, stooped, and she was.
Yeah.
Inga. That was Inga. Inga Precht, she was called. She didn't get married. She didn't get married. She was there the first one I saw.
In Dockenfield?
In Dockenfield.
She came after the war then?
Yeah, of course. Oh, I don't know. During the war. She said, David, why don't you wear pyjamas at night? So I said, of course I do. He said, why don't you put them in the laundry? Put them in the laundry. I said, why? What about the laundry for the dog? Every week you've got to put them in the laundry. And they used to fold up and put them in the bed on a certain... when I think of it, youngsters, how they organise their lives there.
This place was also geared to come to Israel, Dockenfield?
Yeah, because they wouldn't allow anybody in Israel at the time.
This is 47. Yeah. 47. And...
still Palestine.
Yeah, and what was the level of frumkeit there in this place?
Well, we used to have a minyan in the morning. We used to have shurim on Shabbos. Each one had their, if they wanted. I had a person from Manchester. I used to learn Gemara with him.
Yeah. And
anybody used to learn for themselves. And to the extent, I just want to tell you, that they brought over somebody from Schneider's Yeshiva, Rabbi Halperin, he used to give a shir, 2 shiurim in Gemara. He used to give out, papers,
Go on, Shabbos he used to come?
No, during the week.
During the week?
He used to come from London during the week.
How far is it from London?
It's a train journey, but he used to come. He used to enjoy it there. And they brought somebody from the culture organisation there to give music appreciation with records. And there used to be a crowd of us used to listen. It was Schubert's Ninth Symphony. I remember.
How many people were there on the?
It was about 60.
Oh, a lot of people then. But so it needed money to keep all these people. What was this from what you worked from? You used to go into the kuppah?
We worked for farmers.
Yeah, I'm saying, so they used to pay the...
They made arrangements. I didn't get any money. They almost probably paid them.
Yes, I mean, it's needed a taxi thing.
Of course, they had a taxi. They had rich people. They had sponsors. I mean, how did they... The farm was massive.
How many people were there on the farm?
They had about 50 cows.
How many people on the farm?
Also about 60.
Wow. Now, this picture, where's it from?
Oh, that's from Dockenfield. Now, that was a chasana. Yeah. That was a chatana of somebody. It was a choir which we had for the wedding.
Yeah.
And the Herbert Laster, that's the one. Show me the.
Yeah.
This is the one who was in charge, Herbert Laster.
Yeah.
He was
next to you.
Yes, he was the one who was killed. He was going to Israel from England.
Ah, the plane crash.
The
plane crash.
No, it wasn't a crash.
But so it was shot down.
This is the one I used to learn with Levinson. He was from Manchester. This is me. He was a good musician. He knew music. He used to go a good pianist. This is me. This is Herbert Laster. This. Oh, forgotten the name for a moment. This is a girl from English girl from London. This is Bernard Shaw. He was from non-religious person, came here. And this...
Rare to have a youngster with a beard then?
Yes, he was big crackers. No, he became a hermit at the end. I don't know how he came to the farm, because he had no connection with religion or anything.
Oh, he wasn't from?
No. This girl, she's in La Vie now.
Ah.
She's in La Vie. She married an Egyptian. She's from Germany.
Yeah.
She married I think an Egyptian, and they went back. They went to Egypt or something. I don't know where they went. To Morocco. I don't know. To help Jewish people to come out.
So you enjoyed it in Dockenfield?
Well, it was hard work, but I felt I was in an atmosphere which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
An atmosphere which I did enjoy.
Yeah. What made you leave then?
I wanted to learn farming more, because I learned farming from the Goyim.
Yeah.
So I worked for the Goyim for some time, but I never did any milking. I never did any ploughing. None of that.
Well, were you geared then to go to the kibbutz?
Yeah. So I decided to go to Thaxted, where I'd learn everything, and I did. I was a tractor driver there on the Alice, was the biggest tractor there. I did ploughing, I did milking, I was in a cow shed for a long time. I did sowing, I did everything appertaining to farming.
You liked it?
Well, afterwards I said to Mummy, it was a waste of time. I could have stayed in the yeshiva the whole time. But I suppose I gained a lot from it.
Yeah. Did you? How did you get on with the chevra there? Were your types?
Well, I was never liked. I was very like Mum in that respect. It was complained a lot. No. I mean, this girl whom you met.
Yes.
As I said, was a very, very attractive girl when she was young, and I was very friendly with her when I was in Dockenfield. I went to Thaxted. She was in charge of the kitchen, and one day. I was in a field far away. It was very cold, very slippery, and I was coming home with a horse. For some reason, I don't know what I was doing there, and the horse could not get out of the field onto the main road because it was all ice.
Yeah.
And I came home eventually. I was about 2 hours late I didn't have telephone to notify them I was late. So there was a piece of So I came home, I was starving, hungry, I was so tired, I was in a real state. And she was misky now, she was in the kitchen. So I said, well, what's for food? She said, well, I didn't know what was going on. So she put some meat down, which was like leather. I said, what's this? She said, what do you want of me? She said, she was in charge. So I said, when she went back to the kitchen to the girls, said, why doesn't he go to hell? I heard her. So when I went, after her husband died, so she went with me, we were talking to her, you know, about the past, and she was so lovely.
That was when I was in the chair.
Yeah, she was walking those days.
Yeah.
So I said to her, you know, with all our friendship, I heard you say, why doesn't he go to hell? She said, I didn't mean it, you know.
Sure, you remembered it?
Well, I was nasty, you see.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think of what they were going through
and
working in the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, I think we'll...